let's just take a look at how we get conditioned. We talk about these conditioned responses, right? How do we get conditioned to react in certain ways? Well, one way, a very essential component of this is looking at how we develop our perceptions of ourselves in the world. So we have a very small brain, and we're growing up, and these things happen. And these things happen that we don't necessarily know that we feel bad or we feel good, but some part of us feels a bit stressed out. Something's off. We don't feel safe, we don't feel loved, we don't have the awareness to even really understand that so much. So what we do, without a fully developed brain as well, is we have a feeling associated with this that doesn't feel good, and we want to regulate ourselves. So one of the best ways to regulate ourselves in that moment is to create reasoning, to create an understanding. Oh, I'm not enough. That's why this happens. Doesn't feel good, that answer, but at least it explains it. So there's a stabilizing factor. Oh, because they look that way. That's why. Oh, because they made them laugh and I didn't. That's why. Right? We start to develop these beliefs around why things are happening, which really fortify a strategy of the way to be. Oh, for example, I need to never speak my truth, or I'll be yelled at. I'm not important, what I have to say. I need to yell to be heard. I need to please other people and totally neglect myself to be a good person. I need to be perfect at all times. Because if I'm not, then I'm going to get rejected, or I'm not safe, or I'm not going to get love, or I won't be special enough. I need to be better than all of you, or it's not going to work out for me. I'll never be as good as you. Right? This is where we develop the core strategy. I'm pretty certain from everyone I've ever spoken to that we can distill it down to what my friend Jeremy has called the universal disease. That we all have the feeling or the belief on some level that we're not enough as we are. And we all have the feeling or the belief on some level that it might not work out, whatever it is. And we all have the feeling or the belief that we're separate, which is a little more esoteric, but nonetheless true. We're isolated, we're alone, we're on our own, no matter what, right? So we can distill all these strategies that are getting created down to this. So this is, I mean, really, we're in the depths here talking about what is conditioning your kids? How are they being conditioned? I was just hearing a story 2 days ago about a kid who, when they did certain sports, their parents equated it to burning calories. Right? And that's the parents' unintegrated stuff, unprocessed stuff, getting projected, maybe their fear of what they'll be judged like if their kids look a certain way, or if they don't look a certain way. Or maybe it's their own fears about their own body being projected, whatever it is. So if their kids grow up hearing sports are about calorie burning, and therefore sports are important, okay, so how will that condition them to see themselves, to see physical activity, to see other people? Right? People have eating disorders, it's conditioning. People have a lot of social anxieties, it's conditioning. And the important piece about this is there's nothing wrong with us. You, me, your kids, they don't need to be fixed. Ever. There's nothing wrong. It's just that we have things coming up that are very challenging, and we need to learn how to work with it. I had a father the other day say, his daughter wasn't doing chores ever. And there was this whole point of contention. What's happening, what you're witnessing, is something really profound about how she's relating to her life. She's not doing this. What's that about? Why is that? Versus you have to do it. Well, they're not going to do it. Or they're going to do it because you force them to, but you're not getting to the actual issue that's happening, right? My kid pushes and punches kids, so I tell them that's unacceptable and they can't do it. It's great, no problem with that. But that's really the second step. The first step is connecting to them with what is that about? Why is pushing and punching that kid a good choice? Why is getting all A's or a 4.5 GPA, in their perception, a great choice? What is the shadow side to that? How is that limiting them? What are they not facing? What belief are they running about themselves that is totally untrue, but they bought into and believe that needs to happen? Right? Yeah. So, where in your life do you judge yourself? Where in your life are you critical with yourself? Where in your life are you not forgiving with yourself? Where are you wanting things to be different rather than trusting that what's happening in the moment is coming up because it's showing you something in the way you're conditioned and believe? And how you believe. Yeah. It's very hard work to do if we don't look at ourselves. You know? Yeah, so this is that piece about really being present with our experience.